What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Darkatron Prime. I'm super hyped to announce that the purple era of having a queen for the set is back, baby. Having Mervamon and Minervamon as the new purple queen for the color. It's just insane the amount of things that you can do with this deck. If you thought LuisthePanda was bad, I think this deck is way more aggressive and slightly more consistent. The biggest issue I've seen with LuisthePanda is that it always gets stuck on one piece. If you're missing one card, you can go through your whole deck, but if you can't finish off the game there, it's donezo, right? So, we're going to be going ahead and jumping into the profile. We're going to be running 3 Ignitemon. Ignitemon is the new card. It's a cross Digimon, and it does wonders. It's going to be a replacement for Pandemonium Flame / Deathclaw. As when it swings, you can pop a body, which you can pop something with the level equal to or less than the body that you popped on your side of the board. It has a great inheritable to gain a memory all turns when you play Digimon, which is an amazing control aspect, but you're not going to be really utilizing it as much as you think, unless you're on a very defensive hand. But card is great. We're going to be running 4 Gabumons. Gabumon going to be the draw engine and discard engine. Card is an absolute staple for every purple deck at this point. And if it's not this Gabumon, you're running the other Gabumon. But card is amazing. On deletion, draw 2, discard 1. You're going to be running Gazimons for those decks that like to gain memories. There's going to be all 4 Spheedramon. I've noticed that playing this card a little early can slow them down just a bit for you to catch up. They do have a lot of bouncing, so it might end up back in your hand, which isn't the biggest issue. But this card is amazing. You're able to disrupt your opponent if he decides to play something, and you can just play a Gazi to respond with Minervamon. Then there is Psychmon. Psychmon is honestly going to be the bigger card in this set, just because Defexmon is now able to wipe your whole board if you Mervamon in the wrong spot, as Defex will de-digivolve that Mervamon into Ignitemon and then just wipe the 2 champions you just played. So Psychmon is going to be way bigger this set, especially against the countering the cross deck itself. Because Cross Heart is just insanely crazy. You guys have to be on watch about that deck. Can do a lot of things way too fast, and if you're able to play Psychmon, at least you can catch up. Very good control card. I mean, I don't think I need to explain it more than that. But we play 4 Soulmons. Soulmon is going to be a great card, as it has retaliation. On top of that, it gives itself 2k. So it's a 6k swinger champion. So it has the possibility of letting security check, a higher probability. And if you put it in the right spot, you can give Minervamon or your other retaliation 2k as a blocker. So great card. Definitely recommend it. It kind of sucks that it doesn't have an inheritable, but most of the time we're going to be blowing ourselves up because offing ourselves is definitely a purple thing to do. So we're going to be jumping onto Dark Lizardmon, which is the off king himself right now. He's going to be swinging. If he's going to be a replacement for Eismon, I see him having a little bit more value than Eismon at the moment, being able to clear body with retaliation, and also, as well as on deletion, draw, discard. So he's going to be a slower replacement in terms of the draw engine, but he's going to be a more consistent card that's going to be coming out. The biggest issue I've been seeing with Eismon is that now that we're moving on to further formats, Eismon plays become slower and slower. If you don't have something building in the back anything you bring out or hard drop in front of your opponent can punish you. So 9 times out of 10, you're just popping the Cerberusmon. Your Cerberusmon plays are what win you the game for this deck. So definitely recommend playing the Dark Lizardmon. If you have another option with a good inheritable that says Undulation, try that one out. But right now, Dark Lizardmon is going to be the choice. So then we're going to be running 2 Devimon blockers. Digivolving for 1 and having a chump blocker is absolutely great still. Especially if you don't have a Mervamon out. It's not always going to happen in the right way. But this card can guarantee you have a blocker. And it can always chump block a very big attack or a very small one that might change the whole flow of the game. So Digivolving for 1 also as well on, like if you're at 1 and then putting your opponent at 3, which is most of the time what they're going to be at because they have a memory tamer, is just as amazing. Being able to turbo out in this game is getting more and more important, especially when cards Digivolve for free. Alright, so we're going to jump into our champions. The strongest champion, we're going to be jumping into our ultimates. The strongest ultimates right now in purple, who have been consistently on the top of the ultimate list. Since Lilith has been a thing, this card has been reoccurring, and spamming and exploiting these poor Wawaus is very harsh, but very much needed. So we're going to be looking at Cerberusmon. Cerberusmon going to be able to draw you 2 cards and discard 1 on deletion, which isn't the best effect, but it does go through your deck, and it does passively help you when you have a werewolf mode. So let's say you swing with your Cerberusmon, it survives. 9 times out of 10 it does not, but it sometimes survives. You can werewolf mode and then be able to swing with a rush body after drawing about anywhere between 2 to 5 cards off the inheritables and the Cerberusmon itself. On top of that, you're sending everything to trash, which is what you want to do. Mervamon is very big on trash. Minervamon is very big on trash. So the more things you start filling up in there while doing your aggressive plays is huge. That's why I kind of just removed the Eismon combo, because as soon as you get to ultimate, you should be at a 2 to 3 attack 2 to 3 attack turn, depending on what you have and how much memory you have to work with. The 2 to 3 attacks are always guaranteed, and if you're always able to end up on Minervamon, that's great as well. Werewolf mode, even I don't know how to make this card a bad card, but it's just amazing. Just rush for this card is just way too strong. You can manipulate the game to use Revive from Darkness to pop the Minervamon, and then the Revive from Darkness is going to play the Cerberusmon. Minervamon is going to play the werewolf mode, and then you're going to gain 9 memory. So you basically gain 5 memory for free, and you have another body that's able to attack in the same turn, and you're drawing 2, discarding 1. All that for 4 costs. So Cerberus, absolutely great. Sometimes I fall into ruts where I have to Revive from Darkness and just bring out a werewolf mode and just swing for 4. That's still great. It's still a great option. I think it gets even better with this deck, as you're able to play out 2 bodies that are able to swing on the same turn. And if you're able to Digivolve those bodies for 3, you can werewolf mode and swing again. So, getting way too distracted. I'm very big fanatic of the favorite Wawa, Angry Wawa, and Passive Wawa. So, jumping onto our megas, there's going to be Minervamon, who's going to be the biggest plays of the game. Card. He's like a win more card. The card just does a lot. Every time your opponent plays something, you're going to play something to respond. And every time it dies. If your opponent has 2 or fewer Digimon, you play level 5 or lower. What you're going to be doing right now is you're going to try to back for revenge. You're going to try to... You gained a ton of memory. Let's say you gained 9 memory. You're at 7. You're at 8. You back for revenge on the Minervamon. You pop it for revive. So you're at 1 memory. You're going to be playing... Cerberusmon, werewolf mode, and you're going to be playing the Mervamon from trash. So you're at 1 memory. You play 2 bodies off the revive combo. Now Mervamon is going to activate. Mervamon is going to play 2 more bodies. So you're at 4 bodies now. So you're going to play 2 champions. It doesn't matter which one, as long as the retaliation or the cross heart rookie. You already went through your whole deck, right? Now you're going to back for revenge, play the Minervamon. That's 6 attacks. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks after you've already hit your opponent. The odds of them blocking that last attack is going to be even more detrimental, as now Minervamon, if you played Soulmons, has a 13k to 15k potential on swing. The Soulmons are going to be 8k swinging champions, which is cracked. Even though the Mervamon can't attack this turn, you can just revive again and gain 9 memory and play another Cerberusmon. So that's going to be your 5th attack right there. There's so much potential now with this deck to close out games if you're able to loop your Cerberusmon. If you're able to loop your Cerberusmon once to twice, once being like, you know, a regular 4-hit combo, now twice is going to guarantee game for sure. It's going to guarantee game almost for sure, as you're going to be at a high amount of memory to either hard drop a Mervamon or play the Mervamon off a Minervamon. The potential is just almost limitless at this point with these cards, as you're able to keep looping yourself into a spot where you just have enough bodies to swing for everything. There is cards that do remove your whole board, but if you don't pass turn, it doesn't matter. What we're looking at is I'm trying to make the most hyper aggressive queen swinging wows. That's what it is. So back for revenge, very good card. I was talking about it earlier. If your opponent gains, your Digimon that you target with it gains on deletion, play this card. No on plays activate, right? Using this on a Cerberusmon, you basically guarantee you're getting 2 attacks. Why? Because if Cerberusmon dies and comes back, you draw 2, discard 1, and then you werewolf mode, and you draw 2, discard 1 again. Or you back for revenge on the werewolf mode, on the regular Cerberus, you swing, it survives. You have now a potential of 3 attacks. So you're going to werewolf mode once, draw 2, discard 1, bring it back, and then werewolf mode again and draw 2, discard 1, and you have 2 swings right there. Card is absolutely busted in this deck. Even though it doesn't have security effects, it's less of a luck card and more of a win more card. So, sorry guys, I'm very excited and very happy that purple's probably going to get a chance to now dethrone every other color. So we're going to be also looking at our Jack Sprays, which are staples. Honestly, they're really good on security and as a luck option, and they're very good, skillful card if you hold them at the right times. Revive from Darkness is going to be our memory gainer / last minute rush option. Being able to bring out a level 5 for 4 is cost is still fucking, I'm sorry, it's still really amazing. So Calling from Darkness is going to make sure we are able to loop our plays and be able to position ourselves correctly, or even just pop a Digimon to start plays as well. Dead or Alive, I believe in it because in early game it does so much. Being able to loop out, it's like an extra Cerberus werewolf. Basically, if you have one in trash, it's an extra one in your hand, and it gains you a memory on top of it because it plays for 8, but when you play the werewolf mode next to a Cerberusmon, it gains you 9. So I really do believe in this card with this deck. It's really good. It's nothing new. It's a normal play with Cerberusmons. I wanted to fit a Lucemon in this deck, but we don't really need to kill things while we're winning. Alright. Sorry, sounding a little ambitious, a little conceited, but very excited again. Our next card we're going to be looking at is Matashita. He's going to be putting us to 3. He's going to be getting us a card back to our hand, which always helps. I've been noticing more and more. I've been debating whether or not to bump up this card to 2. But honestly, it works really well at 1 right now. If you see it, you don't. If you do, it's great. And then our last card is going to be Analog Youth, who is our better tamer at the moment. He doesn't put you to 3, but he's always going to make sure that you have everything in trash that you need, and add a card to your hand that you need. Also, being able to tap when a Cerberus or Minervamon dies to gain a memory and set up your back row again. Completely busted. I've been noticing more and more if I'm able to set up a Cerberus in the front, do the combos correctly, and if I don't feel like my opponent has game, I'm just going to guarantee I'm going to just try to loop again in the back. Or even set up a win condition in the back for the following turn. Analog, absolutely crazy card. I'd never give up on it. Every time I've tried to take it out of purple deck, it always sucks me back in because I enjoy the decks that off themselves. So all my cards off themselves for fun and gave me a ton of memory, and come back and have rush, I'm going to be playing it. So for eggs, it was going to be 4 Ademi Mervamons. This card's never going to get out of the best purple eggs. It's always going to be the staple for the deck for purple itself. It's kind of hard to get rid of it. I don't really see any of the purple cards benefiting as well. But yeah, this is going to be the deck profile. If you guys have any questions, please ask me down in the comment section down below. If you guys are going to test this deck, let me know how it went. Definitely interested in seeing how this deck is going to be playing, or like your experiences with the deck. It's just, I think it has the potential to dethrone every other color in the right positions. But yeah, comment down below your experiences if you guys like the deck. If you guys want more content with me being this ecstatic about the revival of the purple color, and like the video, remember to subscribe, and remember, we brick by nature.